In this part, we will explain the operation of the different cabin components. Before a normal opening, check that the arming lever is in the The arming lever is used to arm to open the door in emergency mode. When the door is opened with the arm, the forward and aft doors, if in case of ditching, one door is Let's now have a look at the overwing exit operation. The overwing escape slide will deploy automatically as we will now see the communication system between cabin and cockpit. Let's start by a normal call from the cabin to the cockpit. For a normal call, select the captain key on the handset. Call the cockpit.
In the cockpit, a single buzzer sounds, and the amber attendant lights flash on all the audio control panels. Reset the attendant light.
Now select the reset key. Please answer the call.
The communication link is now established. You can speak using a push-to-talk push button. When the conversation is finished, the call is reset by pushing the reset key on the cabin handset or by replacing the handset. Note: the cabin knob must be released to enable reception. Let's now have a look at the emergency call.
Please perform an emergency call from the cabin to the cockpit. In the cockpit, the amber call and the white on lights on the call panel and the attendant light on the audio control panels flash, together with 3 long buzzers. You must answer the call by pushing the transmission and reception key on the audio control panel. Please do it.
The communication link is now established. You can speak using a push-to-talk push button. This will automatically stop the flashing lights on the call panel and the audio control panels. When the conversation is over, the call will be reset by pushing the reset key on the cabin handset or by replacing the handset. We will now continue with the oxygen system and the protective breathing equipment operation.
Should the cabin pressure altitude exceed 14,000 feet, the barometric switch activates the automatic release mechanism of the cabin oxygen units. The masks drop down. On the cockpit oxygen panel, the system on light illuminates. When any mask is pulled, the lanyard attached to the mask extracts the pull pin from the generator and the oxygen flow starts. Once activated, the oxygen flow cannot be stopped and will continue for 13 minutes or more, depending on your aircraft configuration. The oxygen unit doors can be opened manually from the cockpit by pressing the mask manual on switch on the oxygen panel. In the cabin, the unit doors can be opened by using the manual release tool after the rapid descent when the aircraft has reached the safety level. The protective breathing equipment is primarily used for firefighting or when it is essential to work in a smoke-contaminated area of the cabin. Once activated, it will last for at least 20 minutes and cannot be turned off. Please watch the video. To activate the evacuation command system from the cockpit, you have to push the command push-button switch on the evac panel. Start the evacuation command system.
In the cockpit, the on indicator comes on, the evac indicator flashes, and the specific horn is triggered. In the cabin, the evacuation indicators flash on the forward and aft attendant panels and the specific horn sound.
The horn shut off push button in the cockpit and the reset push buttons on the forward and aft attendant panels shut off the horn in the corresponding area. This has been done for you. Switch. No, select the evac command push button on the evac panel. The evac command system is now switched off.
Let's suppose that the purser has selected the evacuation command push button on the forward attendant panel. As the selector is switched in the captain position, only the cockpit evac horn sounds for 3 seconds.
Now the selector on the evac panel in the cockpit is in the captain and purser position. The purser is now able to initiate the evacuation command system in the entire aircraft. The purser has selected the evacuation command push button on the forward attendant panel. In the cockpit, the evac horn sounds and the evac indicator flashes. In the cabin, the evac horn sounds and the evac indicators flash on the forward and aft attendant panels. In this module, you have seen the operation of the doors, the exits and the associated slides, the cabin-to-cockpit call system, the oxygen and protective breathing equipment, and the evacuation alert system.